Hey, I'm about to smoke both y'all. You know that.
I'm coming for DC. He ain't gonna be in front the whole race.
I'm just trying to win, man. Just win, baby.
Let's go! We got DC. He leading right now, followed by Taiwan. It's gonna be a good one right here, though. Oh! It's coming down to the end, man. Let's go, Taiwan, let's go! Told y'all, man, my boy Derek Carr gonna win. I told y'all.
Slow, man. Hey, you the quarterback. I just had to get to you because you're quarterback, bro. Yeah, I appreciate that.
We're gonna have a great day today.
Yeah, baby.
Let's get this work, Raider Nation. Let's go, baby. It's not the last day for us, man. Stuff never ends, man. It's forever, man. We're gonna go out here and show out like we always do each and every day, man. Just get better and compete, man.
Hey, family on three. 1, 2, 3.
Well, last year at this time, you weren't doing much of anything. Like, what was it like to be, involved and really kind of get immersed in the system?
Man, I mean, shoot, it's a whole different world. Feel like night and day, really, from now to last year when I came in hurt. I couldn't really do much this year. Just being able to go through the off season with the guys, just more than just the football part of it, but like just being able to bond with the guys and get a feeling for some of the guys, I think it's been very helpful.
How much did that affect you during just for the season, not having the whole offseason last year? Did it affect your play, you think, during the season? Was it harder?
I'm not gonna necessarily say it affected my play, but I think it definitely made a difference that going into this year, just being able to go through the off season, OTAs, now I know what to expect. Last year was just like, just got thrown out there and, learning defense, still learning how to play, how to be a pro, and, being on time for meetings and stuff like that. Now just knowing what to expect and having the feel for the guys around me and, how the game plays out and everything like that, man, I feel a lot more comfortable.
Especially the first couple of draft picks, a couple other guys to add to that secondary. What have your impressions early on been of Garyon and Obi?
I mean, they've been great, man. They're very smart. I think they probably a step ahead than where I was last year because I couldn't participate in everything. So, they picked up everything pretty fast. I think it's definitely going to be helpful for us.
Coach Gardner, Coach Pagano talked last week about communication, especially in the back,
right.
Back seven. As a safety, how do you go about making sure that communication is seamless?
Well, that comes with everything in practice. They put a big emphasis on that. Coach Vease and Wood and Coach Pagano, that's what the main thing they talk about is communication. As long as we're all on the same page, we can't be wrong. So, we've been doing a lot of that stuff, disguising our coverage, and I think we're a big step ahead where we were last year around this time.
You're known for being a physical player, that being your strength. What's it like to go through the whole offseason and not, CBA, you don't get to hit anybody, and you got to wait till training camp.
Right.
You get eager?
Yeah, that comes to one of the things that coaches talk about, not to work on your weaknesses, not just your strengths. Being physical is something that just comes natural to me. This offseason I've just been more focused on my weaknesses, stuff like getting better on my coverages, disguising and being able to react faster than I did last year. So, I've been a lot more focused on that. I think this OTA has been very helpful for that.
As a defense, do you think that's something you guys can do more this year, just disguising pre-snap?
Yeah, that's something I think we got pretty comfortable with it this OTAs and minicamp. I think we got a lot better than we were last year already. We still got a lot of work to do, but I think we're moving the right direction right now as far as that.
Probably goes without saying, but what can that do for you defensively? Disguising things, high
Right.
coverages or whatever it may be, blitzes, pre-snap from a quarterback.
Yeah, I talked to DC, sometimes after practice, like, what did you see in some of our disguises? I think, him being one of the best quarterbacks in the league, so, a lot of our disguises, he'll pick it up, but, just a regular quarterback wouldn't be able to pick it up, but he's been very helpful for that too. When I asked him like, what you think, you saw there, but I think we've been pretty good. Me and Reggie and Obi and Keith and all the safeties. We've been pretty good as far as disguising and stuff like that.
Recovering from an ACL, it can take time.
Right.
And I think last season you mentioned that maybe it wasn't totally off of your mind. It was still something that you dealt with at least at some point. What was it like last season, and then how has it been this spring?
It was just coming off that injury. I didn't feel as strong or explosive I know it could have been. Just being able to go through this off season, working in the weight room and going through OTAs. It's I feel like a new person. Feel a lot stronger and faster. I'm not really timid like I was last year. I was kind of timid at certain times to plant that off that knee and stuff like that. Now it's just, thing in the back of my mind. It's almost I don't really feel it. So now I'm just focused on football more than, the injuries and stuff like that.
When you look, Jack said that Reggie Nelson dominated at bowling yesterday, and that one of the DBs struggled, but he wouldn't say who it was. Wasn't you? Was it?
Nah, it wasn't me, man.
How much was Reggie doing?
In the bowling?
Yeah.
You know what? It was me. I did terrible. But I bet Reggie. I didn't know he was that good. But so when we got there and I first seen his first number, I was like, nah, we didn't shake on it. That bet didn't count. So, but yeah, I didn't know he was that good, man. I didn't do too well yesterday.
How bad are we talking? What was the game score here?
Oh man, under 100. It was pretty bad. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna say the exact number.
You mentioned just being a little more timid last year because of the knee and all that. When you look back at the film of your rookie year, when you saw yourself,
right?
Did you see you?
Certain plays I did, but then certain plays where I'm like, I can see like I'm not as fast to react or as fast to plant that leg in the ground and drive in certain tackles and stuff like that. That's not an excuse for anything, but I know I feel a lot more different than I did last year, though, for sure.
How do you approach the next 5 or 6 weeks to make sure you come in rested for training camp and still get the work in?
Just really being smart, taking care of my body. That's one thing that I learned last year too. It's a real long season. I think taking care of your body is just as important as learning your playbook and everything like that. So definitely gonna keep improving in the weight room, trying to get more explosive, working on my strength, everything. Working on man coverages in the off season. Just everything that I know that I've spoken to the coaches that they feel like I could improve at. That's gonna be my main focus this off season, heading into camp.
What's been your first impression of Jared Cook?
Man, it's faster than I thought. There's been a couple plays in practice where where I'm lined up on him and he'll take off and I'll be like, damn, I didn't know he was that fast. But he's very athletic. It kind of reminds me of tight end from the Chiefs, Kelsey. He's very athletic, man. He runs pretty good routes. So I think having him around definitely gonna help us, in the back end, getting ready for guys like Kelsey.
How was it like to see Khalil get that award and Dick Butkus and just that scene?
Oh man, well deserved. I mean, he's obviously one of the best defenders in this league. So having a guy like that in the locker room, you watch at practice, you practice with, work out with. I've been able to spend some time with him this offseason, man. Definitely a lot of motivation because that's where I want to be, in a year or a couple years from now. So, that's my goal to be, getting those kind of awards like him. So, it definitely helped having a guy like that in the locker room.
Well, last year at this time, you weren't doing much of anything. Like, what was it like to be, involved and really kind of getting immersed in the system?
Man, I mean, it's a whole different world. Feel like night and day, really, from now to last year when I came in hurt. I couldn't really do much this year. Just being able to go through the off season with the guys, just more than just the football part of it, but like just being able to bond with the guys and get a feeling for some of the guys, I think has been very helpful.
How much did that affect you during just for the season, not having the whole offseason last year? Did it affect your play, you think, during the season? Was it harder?
I'm not gonna necessarily say it affected my play, but I think it definitely made a difference that going into this year, just being able to go through the off season, OTAs, now I know what to expect. Last year was just like, just got thrown out there and, learning defense, still learning how to play, how to be a pro, and, being on time for meetings and stuff like that. Now just knowing what to expect and having the feel for the guys around me and, how the game plays out and everything like that, man, I feel a lot more comfortable.
Especially the first couple of draft picks, a couple other guys to add to that secondary. What have your impressions early on been of Gary and Obi?
They've been great, man. They're very smart. I think they probably a step ahead than what I was last year because I couldn't participate in everything. So, they picked up everything pretty fast. I think it's definitely going to be helpful for us.
Coach Jordan, Coach Pagano talking last week about communication, especially in the back,
right.
Backstep. As a safety, how do you go about making sure that communication is seamless?
Well, that comes with everything in practice. They put a big emphasis on that. Coach Veese and Wood and Coach Pagano, that's what the main thing they talk about is communication. As long as we're all on the same page, we can't be wrong. So, we've been doing a lot of that stuff, disguising our coverage, and I think we're a big step ahead where we were last year around this time.
You're known for being a physical player, that being your strength. What's it like to go through the whole offseason and not, CBA, you don't get to hit anybody, and you got to wait till training camp. You get eager?
Yeah, that comes to one of the things that coaches talk about, not to work on your weaknesses, not just your strengths. Being physical is something that just comes natural to me. This offseason I've just been more focused on my weaknesses, stuff like getting better on my coverages, disguising and being able to react faster than I did last year. So, I've been a lot more focused on that. I think this OTA has been very helpful for that.
As a defense, do you think that's something you guys can do more this year, just disguising pre-snap?
Yeah, that's something I think we got pretty comfortable with it this OTAs and minicamp. I think we got a lot better than we were last year already. We still got a lot of work to do, but I think we move in the right direction right now as far as that.
Probably goes without saying, but what can I do for you defensively? Just disguising things, hide your coverages or whatever it may be, blitzes, pre-snap from a quarterback.
Yeah, I talk to DC, sometimes after practice, like, what did you see in some of our disguises? I think, him being one of the best quarterbacks in the league, so, a lot of our disguises, he'd pick it up, but, just a regular quarterback wouldn't be able to pick it up. But he's been very helpful for that, too, when I asked him, like, what you think, you saw there. But I think we've been pretty good, me and Reggie and, Obi and Keith and all the safeties, we've been pretty good as far as disguising and stuff like that.
Covering from an ACL, it can take time.
Right.
And I think last season you mentioned that maybe it wasn't totally off of your mind. It was still something that you dealt with at some point. What was it like last season, and then how has it been this spring?
It was just coming off that injury. I didn't feel as strong or explosive I know it could have been. Just being able to go through this off season, working in the weight room and going through OTAs. It's I feel like a new person. Feel a lot stronger and faster. I'm not really timid like I was last year. I was kind of timid at certain times to plant that off that knee and stuff like that. Now it's just thing in the back of my mind. It's almost I don't really feel it. So now I'm just focused on football more than the injuries and stuff like that.
When you look.
Jack said that Reggie Nelson dominated at bowling yesterday, and that one of the DBs struggled, but he wouldn't say who it was. Wasn't you?
Nah, it wasn't me, man.
How much was Reggie doing?
In the bowling?
Yeah.
You know what? It was me. I did terrible. But I bet Reggie. I didn't know he was that good. But so when we got there and I first seen his first number, I was like, nah, we didn't shake on it. That bet didn't count. So, but yeah, he I didn't know he was that good, man. Yeah, I didn't do too well yesterday.
How bad are we talking? What was the game score here?
Oh, man. Under 100. It was pretty bad. I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to say the exact number.
You mentioned just being a little more timid last year because of the knee and all that. When you look back at the film of your rookie year, when you saw yourself,
right?
Did you see you?
Certain plays I did, but then certain plays where I'm like, I can see like I'm not as fast to react or as fast to plant that leg in the ground and drive in certain tackles and stuff like that. You know, that's not an excuse for anything, but I know I feel a lot more different than I did last year, though, for sure.
How do you approach the next 5 or 6 weeks to make sure you come in rested for training camp and still get the work in?
Just really being smart, taking care of my body. That's one thing that I learned last year too. You know, it's a real long season. I think taking care of your body is just as important as learning your playbook and everything like that. So definitely gonna keep improving in the weight room, trying to get more explosive, working on my strength, everything. You know, working on man coverages in the off season. Just everything that I know that, you know, I've spoken to the coaches that they feel like, you know, I can improve at. That's gonna be my main focus this off season, heading into camp.
What's been your first impression of Jared Cook?
Man, it's faster than I thought. Been a couple plays in practice where where I'm lined up on him and he'll take off and I'll be like, damn, I didn't know he was that fast. But he's very athletic. You know, it kind of reminds me of tight end from the Chiefs, Kelsey. He's very athletic, man. He runs pretty good routes. So I think having him around definitely gonna help us, you know, in the back end, getting ready for guys like Kelsey.
How was it like to see Khalil get that award and Dick Butkus and just that scene?
Oh man, well deserved. I mean, he's obviously one of the best defenders in this league. So having a guy like that in the locker room, you watch at practice, you practice with, work out with. You know, I've been able to spend some time with him this offseason, man. Definitely a lot of motivation because that's where I want to be, you know, in a year or a couple years from now. So, you know, that's my goal, to be, you know, getting those kind of awards like him. So, you know, it definitely helped having a guy like that in the locker room.
What's the word? What's the word?
How's your bowling game?
Terrible. Terrible, man. I suck. So I decided to have one of the rookies bowl for me yesterday. And I bowled the 159, so it was cool. It was cool.
Everybody keeps talking about how Reggie Nelson was the top bowler.
Man.
What does he do that makes him so good?
I have no clue because he he just rose the ball, man, and he came up with like a 245 yesterday. I think it was all strikes and pickups.
That was pretty good. Ever?
Oh, yeah. Ever, out of nowhere. I think he bowled like a 197, they told me. Yeah.
He's not good at bowling, pretty good at football.
Yeah.
Dick Butkus Award, what was that experience like for you to...
You say what?
The Dick Butkus Award?
Oh, the Dick Bowl, yeah, that was amazing, man. I had no clue, man. Coming in and I was walking past him, and I was like, whoa, what's going on here today? And then introduced and walked in and seen cameras, and I'm like, what's going on today? Coach got something going on today. I'm thinking we're going back on the go-karts or something today. And out of nowhere, he goes up, they show his highlights, and his highlights are crazy. Dick Butkus' highlights are crazy. And I'm like, damn, what's going on today? We getting a presentation, like, what's going on? And out of nowhere, they announced it, and he announced it, and I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? I got up. It was a pleasant surprise, man. And college, I wanted to win it, and being that I won it now, it's a real thing.
Is it more meaningful now?
Oh yeah, I mean, either way it would have been meaningful, but at the same time, being amongst my brothers, my teammates, and them coming all the way from LA to surprise me to do that, and it was amazing.
Watching the highlights, you wish you still let linebackers hit the way they hit back then?
Man, if you could grab somebody help me like that now, oh man, that'd be lovely. That'd be lovely, man.
That'd also be a fine.
I know, right? A lot of money.
What do you feel you got out of this offseason in terms of bringing the team together and that sort of thing?
Like you said, just bringing the team together, camaraderie, timing. I feel like it's very important. Just being able to work with all the guys that they bring in and get a feel for what they can do, and just working with new guys and working new stuff and getting better. I feel like it was great for us to see and be amongst that.
It's hard to be a physical team, I would think. In the off-season, you can't be physical.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it more just choreography and fundamentals and where you got to be?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's more about fundamentals and using your technique in order to win in certain cases, run and pass. And so it's huge for me, and it's huge for the guys, and that's what we got better at this offseason.
What's your first impression of the new guys on offense, Patterson, Lynch, and Cook?
Oh man, they're great teammates. First of all, you know what I'm saying. They come in, they got great chemistry with all the other guys already, man. And everybody wants to see everybody do and get better. And you can see that from those guys, especially. You know what I'm saying. Marshawn, he's out there getting on the DBs and getting on the linebackers because he wants to see those guys excel and do well. And so it's one of those things where they brought a lot of that, and we appreciate it.
Couple more guys.
What have you seen from Mario Edwards and
Yeah.
how his return could have an impact on you and your game?
Oh man, that's the thing. It's not just me. Just the whole defense as a whole, and we're excited to see him penetrate and get off that ball and wreak havoc in the backfield. And that's what he does so well. And I can't wait to see him do it.
How's he looking out there?
Oh man, Rio is a hell of an athlete, man. He's a hell of an athlete with a lot of potential, and you want to see him stay healthy and excel on Sundays.
Jack said that the message was basically, come back ready to go in training camp. Yeah. Stay out of trouble. Take advantage of your opportunity that you have. Is that something you've always done anyway, or is it,
I mean, when you think about it, you have a lottery ticket in your hand. Tell all the defensive guys that, tell the defensive line that you got a lottery ticket in your hand, and you can't trick it off on doing something out stupid on the town, or messing with this and that. It's all about being focused and remembering that lottery ticket that you got in your hand. That's that opportunity that you have to play and do great things and represent your last name.
Last one right here.
This is not a hard-hitting question for you. After the season, you normally take 1 or 2 days off.
Yeah.
But are you going to find a beach at some point in the next 6 weeks?
I mean, I was thinking about it today. Everybody's talking about what they might do, but I doubt it. I doubt it, man. I'm gonna stay away from the beach. I grew up in Florida, man. I had 18 years to go out and walk on the sand and beach sand and stuff. So I'm over it. I'm gonna be working.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
We wrapped up a really productive time with our guys, with the OTAs and phase 1, 2, and 3, and the mini camp to finish. And we've got a lot of good productive work in. We're looking forward to this little break that we get. And the message for our guys, I told our guys, two major things. Make sure that you're taking care of your bodies. So you arrive in camp ready to work. We're going to have a tough camp, and we've got a tough schedule ahead of us, and we've got to be ready to put in the work. So don't let all the good things we just did go away. You got to take ownership of this time, the next 5 weeks, and do the right things, getting ready, get your body ready, recharge your batteries a little bit. But 2, stay out of trouble, be safe, make good decisions, and that's what we expect of our guys all the time. But just a reminder, this time of year, more occurrences than ever happen this time of year. So just don't take any liberties, don't take any chances, don't take anything for granted. Appreciate where we are and the opportunity we have, and remember, it's all about the team. So anyway, I thought it was a really good, productive off season, and we're excited to get back together soon and see you guys for camp. So questions?
This final practice, shorter than some of the other ones. Also more work for the 2s and 3s, less for the 1s. What went into the structure of today?
It was really about that. Wanted to have some move the ball segments. Really wanted to focus on the 2nd and 3rd group to get the majority of the work, which they did. And it was a good way to wrap up the offseason for us.
Obviously, you had a few of the guys that would normally be lining up at right tackle, not practicing in the mini camp. But assuming that a lot of those guys are going to be back by training camp, have you ever seen a position that was more wide open as far as competition was concerned than the right tackle position right now?
Yeah, we feel like we have good guys there, capable guys there, and we had a good off season. With the guys who were able to work there, and when it's time to let them all compete, then we'll work our way through it.
You beat yourselves being pretty much full go in terms of entire roster when camp starts?
Hopefully, yeah. If we have a productive next 5 weeks, I think that'll be the case.
Feliciano seemed to go down pretty hard last Tuesday, I guess. Is there any very long-term concern with him?
No.
What have you seen from E.J. Manuel? Anything stand out to you since he's gotten here?
He's a good young man. He's got some abilities. He's been really good in the room. I think that room is strong right now, the quarterback room, really healthy environment. I think he's come in, and he and Connor are battling for the backup spot, and they've alternated days. Who was with the second group, who was with the third group. They've alternated all throughout the offseason. We'll continue that through training camp until we feel like somebody has earned that designation.
You had, like, I guess, a go-kart outing last week, a bowling outing yesterday. What do those do for the team?
Well, what I'm seeking to do there is twofold, really. Is one, we want to compete in everything we do. So I like any type of competition that we can create. We like to do that. And then two, just to get away from this environment, have guys interact. You build that camaraderie. Have that time together. Aside from in here grinding the meetings and on the football field. So I think that's an important aspect.
So who had some skills in bowling and who needed some work?
Reggie Nelson was clearly our top bowler, and then another DB. I'm not even going to give up his name because he tried hard, but we had one that really struggled. But Reggie was pretty good. I think he bowled like a 250, so pretty solid for an amateur.
Go to the spring.
Coach, who's your player that's most like a son to you?
Get out of here, man. They're all my sons, but Derek in particular. Are you coming to do this, or you just dropped the bomb and left? Good man. We've got a good core of leadership. Obviously, Derek and Khalil, Amari. Those guys are good young men and really good leaders for our football team.
Over the spring, we saw you guys introduce motorized tackle dummies, and then of late, those haven't been seen. What was the situation there with just kind of testing those out?
Yeah, the motorized tackle dummies. Those are ways for us to kind of work with moving parts during in particular phase 2, when it's so hard as a football team to work and not have anybody moving. When you're not able to go against other players, even line up and just lightly jog through things. So we use those dummies to create movement so that we can respond accordingly, whether it be in a drill where we're responding to the action, or whether it be leverage on a tackle or things like that. So we try to make use of the mobile dummies to kind of facilitate that lack of having people to work against.
Do you anticipate those will be in Napa with you, or you probably won't need them at that point because phase 2?
We'll have them up there. I'm sure we'll have them up there. I don't know how much. Once we get into camp, we can work against people, and that's the best way to do it.
David Sharp, he's been able to get a lot of work for you guys at right tackle. What have you seen from him? Obviously, he's got some size, some athletic ability.
I think, he has all the things we thought he had when we selected him. I would say that most teams around the league are excited about their guys at this point. We'll see when they get into pads, but he's been bright. He's come in, he's joined the group, fit right in. He's been very purposeful in working at learning the system and understanding how we do things. And I think he's growing from a technique standpoint with Coach Tice, and we think he's got a bright future.
Seen Vidal Alexander like take a step forward this offseason?
Yeah, he should. Yeah, he got a lot of reps as well. And he played some last year for us, so we know he's a good football player, and he'll obviously be in the mix as well.
At inside backer, you do nothing but develop the guys you have.
Right.
How's that process gone this spring, and as guys have been getting involved and just getting that work?
It's gone well. The guys are very active, the guys that we have. It's a younger, inexperienced group, but there's a lot of athleticism in that group. We look forward to getting the pads on and seeing if they can continue the way they've developed during this spring. See if we can continue to develop them as we get the pads on.
What are the biggest implications of the offseason rules now? Not allowing pads, not allowing tackle, things like that. How does it affect your coaching?
Coach Madden asked me that. He said, how the heck do you work on tackling and blocking if you can't be in pads? And I explained to Coach, and it's what we have to do. It's the rules are such, they're set up a certain way, and So we're going to work within the rules, but do everything we can to teach the fundamentals of your body position, your knee bend, your hand placement, making sure your head's in the right spot, and do all you can to work on the fundamentals of actually blocking and tackling without doing it.
When it comes to your interactions that you have with Coach Madden, did you really enjoy those, given that you kind of maybe looked up to him? And what's that been like, being a Raiders coach and having that relationship kind of build?
Yeah, it's a tremendous honor.
Yeah.
I have a ton of respect for Coach Madden as a coach and as a man, and to be able to have somebody like that that I can talk with, it's a great honor and something I'm very appreciative of.
CBA obviously limits the players, but coaches, you guys can grind all you want. How important is it for you and your staff? You tell them get away for a while, that's recharge too?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important we all take advantage of the time we have, reintroduce ourselves to the families, and be smart with this time that we get, come back with a lot of energy, ready to teach and push and develop our guys. And it can be a long year, so you want to make sure you come back recharged the best you can.
What are your thoughts about seeing Khalil honored Nick Bucket's award?
Well, what we got these mowers back here. It was awesome. Dick Butkus had his people call and ask could he come and present. I said, absolutely. If you're coming, absolutely, love to have you. It was a big honor to have, one of the legends and Dick Butkus come himself and acknowledge a great player for us, and a guy who was Defensive Player of the Year last year.
Guy you look up to, Buckets?
Oh, without question. Yeah, great football player.